Yoder, and I want to say thank you for coming. Say hi back. Hi. Okay, thank you. Interactive. This is my daughter Olivia. She's with me. We just finished on social media photography, and a little that's going to come into this class as well. But I wanted to talk to you about how to market, sell more fabric and bundles. So first of all, how many of you own shops where you sell sewing machines as well as fabric? Raise your hand. Okay. And those of you who sell sewing machines, is some of it embroidery as well, embroidery machines? What brands do you guys sell? Janome, Pfaff, Baby Lock. Anybody else? Brother. All right. That helps me a little bit with that. So I want to talk about bundling fabric. But before we get started, I'm here with Blank Corporation, and I'd like to show you my very first fabric collection from them. Is that okay? Yes. All right. So we have Roses and Arrows. And these are free download patterns with a collection to help sell and market. You know, samples sell. So here is Roses and Arrows. It's made for embroiderers, quilters alike. We've got roses, and every fabric has some arrows going through it. Arrows are very trendy right now, and roses are always in season in my world. So we've got some pretty print. What do you think of that? I got pretty. Two of you like it. That's awesome. And let's see, the other one is, and here's a panel that goes with this as well. So let's show you this one, and you can see these in booth 2218 when you're done. Do you like that panel? Three of you. Yay, I'm getting better. Awesome. So we've got a love, a hope, dream, specifically like the middle one. No, just kidding. So this is, the panel is right here in the center, and then to sell more fabric, because you know it's all about add-on sales, you want more fabric to be sold, or we want more fabric. You want anything that's not nailed down to be sold in your store, right? Yes. So you have the different pieces, and again, this is a free digital download on the Rose and Arrows, these two quilts, all right? And for those of you who do machine embroidery, I've made several samples with some of my new embroidery collections that we're debuting here at Quilt Market. This is called Papery Whimsy. And Raw Edge Applique is back. This is all machine embroidered with my new embellished thread line. What do you think? All right, so we've got this. And we made a few more samples. This is one of our hands-on projects in the hoop. We've got zipper in the hoop, piecing quilting. You can see how pretty and bright and happy the fabrics are. So I hope you'll go by booth 2218. In your flyer, or in your bag, they printed a nice little spread of the fabric collections with the part numbers, just in case you'd like to order the whole collection. It also comes in jelly roll packs, or 2.5-inch strips, as well as fat quarter bundles. Thank you. I'm new in the fabric world. I'm not new to using fabric. I'm only new to printing fabric. So it's a very big education on how fabric is ordered and printed. And you guys know that. I'm thinking, oh, great, it'll be out. I can take some home with me at Quilt Market. Oh, but you can order that, and it'll be out in April. Did Wendy do the cards? Did you get some? Okay, perfect. So we're going to give away some fabric and some of my machine embroidery designs if you'd like, if you haven't already. Put your name in the pack, and we'll go through marketing more fabric. And I'd kind of like to make this a little bit of a forum, if you will, question and answer. I'm going to relate what we do at our hands-on events, how I sell more. My motto is, if it's not nailed down, I'll sell it. And I've been known to lick it first so I can buy it before anybody else if I really want it. Now, I wouldn't recommend that, but I've sold embroidery machines by licking them first. Not my finer moment, but it's kind of, you know, words got around. So, again, some of the beautiful, if you wonder what Roses and Arrows have to do together, we've got this beautiful trending. If you're not familiar with arrows, they are all over Pinterest. That should be your research and development. That should be the type of things that you bring into your store to attract more of the younger crowd that'll buy anything. They don't know what they're going to do with it. Arrows are hot. Roses are always classic. This has a very grunge feel to it, a very sanded look. That's very trending. We have, instead of stripes, we've got arrow stripes and little flower motifs. This looks like little gunny sack type flower sacks. We've got dots. And so I want to give you some helpful hints about bundling your patterns, your machine embroidery designs, and your fabric. And this is a very simple lecture that I'm going to give you, but hopefully a few tips. And then if you have comments that you want to say what's worked well for you, I'm sure we would love to hear that. I don't want it to be just about me, because I do not own a fabric store. I own an embroidery company, and we do events all over the country. And so I make my living selling your products when I come into the store, not necessarily selling, I don't have a showroom. All right, so here's some tips. Number one, it's all in a bundle. If you don't sell things in a bundle, I really think you're missing the boat. So for instance, by the way, let me pass these around. These are just a few of the digitally printed fabrics that you can look at, that I've made my samples. They generously printed some of those so I could make some samples for you. But bundling, for instance, the fabric is here, so you could sell, what will we bundle in this? Let's say you're going to teach this as a class. Why not? All you have to do is, everybody has the embroidery collection and the fabrics, and they can come into your store and make this. So let me tell you about what I used to make this with, to give you a picture. Number one, the fabric. You've got the fat quarter bundle, and you've got the 2.5-inch strip bundle. You've got a machine embroidery collection called Papery Whimsy. I have embroidery perfection tape, or embroidery stitch perfection tape, because I'm a garment sewer. So don't judge me. And nobody can see this quilt up close. It looks good, doesn't it? Yes. Yeah, I'm not a galloping horse, but quilted is better than unquilted, and I'm learning. But I bet you I can sell a whole bunch of stuff in the future as I give my journey of how I've changed from garments to now making quilt. It all starts somewhere. So I've got some cheater's tape, if you will, to fuse the binding on. Of course, you've got your threads. Any of you sell rulers? Westerly rulers? Would you like to sell more? That's how I quilted this. It's awful, but it's better than not quilted. And so my next one next year will be great. So I have rulers, I have embroidery design, I have the strip bundle, and I have the fat quarter bundle, and the tape. So you could make a nice bundle, put it in a basket. Comments on that? Any of you do that already? When I make a project to come teach in your stores, I sit down and my mind thinks differently than yours does. And as a store owner, I hope your mind thinks like this. And if it doesn't, try my way a little bit and think, what did I use on that product? Because a person will come in a store and they may love that quilt, and they may only go out with the fabric because you don't have near it the other products. You don't have maybe the bundle and the jelly roll strips, or I don't know if I can call it that. You don't have the 2.5-inch strips and all the tools that you used in the embroidery collection to make it. And so it should be an attractive, it's like being at home, my little clicker. I spy, with my little eye, my clicker. So just think about the presentation. The packaging is super important. I'm a woman and I work hard for my money, just like you work hard for your money. And I want to go into a store that looks pretty. When I walk in, I want it to take my breath away. And what's new, I want to be right up front. So I go, oh, I could make that. But I may only buy just the fabric. I want to buy more. I want to go home with what you want to sell me so that I can produce this. So packaging is everything. Put some ribbons on it. Do whatever you want to do. With this quilt, this is what the embroidery collection looks like, by the way. The Papery Whimsy that's on this quilt. I use Craft and Cut software, which I've helped develop with R&K to make the cut files. That could be something that you'd bundle in with this as well. Hint number 2, location is everything. When I walk into a store, I want to be greeted. I want someone to look me in the eye, not at their cell phone, and say hello to me, because I have money. And I came in to give it to you. Do you know what I'm saying? Don't you want that money? Yes. So I've been in a few stores recently where I walked in and I felt like an unwelcome guest. And I'm not rich any more than you are. Everybody thinks we all are rich, right? Nope. But I want to go in and I want to give you my money. In this store, 2 stores that I went in, I thought, am I interrupting something? I could have been there to buy a $10,000 embroidery machine. So location, if I walk in and I have this beautiful display, I might still stay there. and look at the display. So this is, I just captured from the web page, the Roses and Arrows by Hope Yoder. That's again where the patterns are for download. So think about you when you go home, do a walk through your store and look at it with a fresh pair of eyes. What's new? Everything that you've picked up from Quilt Market hopefully is in that first section with displays. Add some props, make it compelling. Hint number 3 is a picture is worth 1,000 words. So if you look at this picture, what do you think of that picture? It's just a stock photo that we, grabbed from somewhere. I love that picture. Why I love that picture is, well, it has a Mac computer in it. Number 1, that got me. I don't know what they're selling, and it doesn't matter, but look at those cool. So if I'm an earthy type of person, like somebody, here is a beautiful package. We've got ribbon, we've got soaps, chocolate. I don't know, but it makes me look like I want to sit down and look at it. So maybe when you show what you purchased at Quilt Market, the Roses and Arrows collection and the bundles, you take a photograph and you add some more things besides just the fabric or just the pattern. You make it a compelling picture. Marketing your bundles on Facebook. So bundles, when we go to, and this is one of our embroidery collections and a cute little apron. This was just like a Home Depot apron that you buy that's ugly that says Home Depot. And we cut it apart and we made a little child's apron. These are some machine embroidery designs. So on the bundle, I would have bundled it with my Craft and Cut software with my Roses and Arrows. If that was out, I certainly would have used that fabric. It was way prettier than what I've used here. I have a machine embroidery design. I have a ruffler foot. Some machines, how much does that cost? Tell me what your ruffler foot cost. Wouldn't you want $60 in your store? Some of them are $100. If you sell Bernina, you're going to pay more than that. So you want to bundle the fabric with the ruffler foot, with the design. If you sell digital cutters, we use the hammer to make the L for the tool. So I've got a whole bunch of stuff that I could bundle. But if you don't bundle it and you don't show it in a bundle, your customer won't know that that you've used all those products in it. So why wait for an event to sell a bundle? Why not make a bundle display in your store? If you were in my last class, I hate to see what that live video I did. I'm going to do another one while I'm here. So I do have a fan club on Facebook. You search it, Facebook, it's Hope Yoder Designs or Hope Yoder Fan Group. And so in the last class, I was showing them how to do a live Facebook video. If you have a Facebook presence, great. Pinterest. You should have all your new things that you've collected here on Pinterest board, Quilt Market board, what I picked up. That will bring people in, Instagram, Snapchat, all of those things. Maybe you have somebody younger in your life that can help you do those. It's worth paying somebody to do that. But you could do a little live Facebook video that shows, hey, while you're at Quilt Market and you're at Go By Blank booth, I just ask that you hold up one of our quilts. Is that subtle enough? And you could say, hey, check this out. Oh my gosh, have you heard of, Hope Yoder? You know her we carry her embroidery designs in our store, but she has a fabric line and we've picked it up. Come in, let me show you what it looks like. Or I picked up these new notions or whatever it is. If you do a live Facebook post, and you're going to get a lot more traffic in. How many of you have a preview party after a new embroidery machine comes out? Or fabric after Quilt Market? So a preview part, anybody else? Just a few of you? So what do you do at that preview part? How do you market it? Photographs, newsletter, email? Facebook, social, all right. Do people come in and say, I saw it on? So bundling, you could just have, if you can go home with some things, you could have them standing there and you could just say, I picked this up, talk about it a little bit and say, come in, we're going to have hors d'oeuvres, come in and check this out, because they want to give you their money. You just need to give them a reason to come in with, and when they come in, you've got to have some attractive sales. So bundleisthebomb.com. You need to have bundles. That's how we can make a $100,000 event when we're out and we do an event in stores. A lot of times we will make you $100,000 selling things. But it's not one CD at a time or one fat quarter bundle at a time. It's by bundling the whole system. Think of your fabric more than fabric. Think of it as a system. What else do you sell in your store that could go with it? And have all those things on display by your sample and watch your sales soar. Any questions or any comments? Anybody? Yes, ma'am.
There's always somebody who says, but I already have a filler like that. I don't need the
you never say no. Never. You just, give them a price or throw something else in. I never tell anybody no. Now, I get in trouble sometimes, let's be honest. That's why they don't let me answer the phone at the office anymore. Oh, sure, I could do that. And I'm double booked or whatever. But what you would do is you'd find a way to say, here's a good example. Do you have events in your store? Okay, so you're at an event. Let's say I'm at your store. And you have a great price with a bundle. And maybe they want the bundle, maybe they don't. It's irrelevant because in the contract, you've got to give that bundle, right? So what does your customer do? Hey, store ABC, they're selling this machine for this price. And can you give it to me for that price or another price? Kiss of death, right? No, they're going to come back to you and say, hey, well, they're going to give it to me for the same cost and it's local. And so what your deal is, but the bundle isn't the same. We're adding $5,000 worth of whatever. So if they already have that product, then give them something else that's of equal value. Well, I tell you what, why don't you pick out anything else in the store, $40 or less, and make a joke out of it, and we'll substitute that out. Do you care? No, it costs you the same. Your profit is probably about the same. So you would still have that bundle, but I would just, ask me about the bundle. I would substitute anything. I would never tell them no. You want their money that day. If they leave, they're not coming back in to give you money. You lost the sale. So switch it out. Comparable value. Any other comments or questions? I would get balloons back after Quilt Market. I would get helium balloons, ribbons, make a display, make it compelling. Make them want to give you their money because they came into the store and they have money and you want their money. Because if they don't buy from you, they might buy a new Mercedes or a new car. You want them to buy the whole system, whatever it is you've picked up. And I hope that includes Rows and Arrows and embroidery designs from Hope Yoder in booth 608. Also in your packet, there's some information about my new product line called Embellish. And I will be in booth 608 while I'm here. Please come see me. Hire us. We'll come make you money selling fabric machines, whatever you would like. A couple quick things. Do I have any time left? What am I do? So I know a couple of you were in here with photography before. How many of you were in here with a photography lecture before? Okay, so is there a question? I thought about showing you PicMonkey. Is that okay? So if you take photos, which you do at some point, from Quilt Market, there's an app or a website called PicMonkey, P-I-C Monkey, M-O-N-K-E-Y. And the internet is so fast here. Let me get my hotspot. PicMonkey.com. So for instance, you come back with your finds that people know. If they know you're going to Quilt Market, they probably want to know what you found that they don't own yet. And making a live video will show them some of those things and invite them to come into your booth. And so PicMonkey. When you take photos, you'll want to put some text in them to maybe give your store location. Or you're going to have, pizza party or hors d'oeuvre party, come in and see what's new. And so PicMonkey.com is a free website. I do pay for it a year. I think it's $60 a year. I have used this for years. Back it used to be called Picnic. And so if you're looking for something and you're not an Photoshop Illustrator user and you don't have a graphic person on design, I ask you to use PicMonkey. And so you can take any photo and you can edit it, you can touch it up, you can make it more compelling, prettier. But let me go to, for instance, Schoolhouse. Here were some photos that I had, and they're having a good time over there. So you can just open this photo up. You can make collages. So maybe you have several things that you've picked up. So let me just go to collage. And it's very fast. So here's my picture in a collage. That was just the edit picture. I could take this and just show you how easy this is. I could add a shape. And I could just take a heart, blow it up, and this is going to be super ugly. I could fade it. I could change the heart to white. And I could type in, hey, new fabric, roses and arrows. Or check out this notion, came home from Quilt Market, have a lot of favorites, come see them. So you could add text in there. And inside of here, you've got all of these texts that you could add. And then you can type your store name. Sorry, it's super slow. You have a lot more shapes, text, things unlocked, and you can store photos on their hub. I've always used the paid for one, so I'm not really sure the difference, but you can try it for free. You can make, let me just show you the collage. And I think at Quilt Market, this would be something really great. So maybe you're going to pick up more than just rows and arrows at the blank quilting booth, 2218. Maybe you're going to pick up some other fabric lines as well, and you'd like to show them and make a pretty collage. And if you don't have a graphic artist on staff, you would go into collage. This is great for Facebook and social media as well, but it's really great for step outs of classes, photos, anything. So I'm going to add my images from my computer. Oh, yes. And let me just show you real quick here. We'll just add, let's say these were my favorite photos. It's going to add them, and then it gives you some stock photos, so you could just do this. And we're going to do a drawing here in just a minute. And I could leave this section blank, and I could add in the name or the text or the class. So that is PicMonkey. And let's do some door prizes.